conversations start on the front porch and end up in the front seat of a quality pre-owned vehicle. At Ray Varner Ford, we keep it simple, honest, and local with vehicles you trust. 21 Ford Explorer Timberline 4x4, $36,990. 22 Ford Mustang Convertible EcoBoost Premium, $25,550. 22 Ford Escape SEL All-Wheel Drive, $24,950. Make the move from the porch to the driver's seat at Ray Varner Ford. Local you trust, pre-owned vehicles you can afford.
All right, good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. Grab a cup of coffee or your drink of choice this morning. My cuppeth is almost empty. How are we doing this morning? Doing okay? Did you enjoy yesterday? Yesterday turned out to be a gorgeous day. Did you see any rain? Well, we really didn't see a whole lot of rainfall around the area yesterday, and that's really going to be the story again throughout the day today. But we are talking about increasing chances for some better coverage of rainfall this next week, a little bit more humidity, adding to a little bit more of a heat index value. And I'm also going to be diving into a little bit more details on those tropics. And if you were with me yesterday morning, I kind of showed you some model data. I said, don't share this. Things will likely change. And lo and behold, they have this morning. So I'm going to dive into those tropical details coming up here in just a few minutes. First things first, let's say good morning to everyone. We've got Julie, Ruth, Eva, Katrina, Linda. Good morning, Laura. We've got Felicia joining us this morning as well. She's going to be at brunch at Payne for Your Thoughts on North Shore from 10 to 2. Nice. Helping probably with the schools, are you? Hey, good morning, Mark. Hopefully you have a good day. We also have your national holidays. I do have some Witcher's pictures to share with you this morning as well. So let's go ahead and get to work. We'll start you off first things first with this is a time lapse from yesterday at the Fox Road Marina, and we had the setting moon, the almost full moon yesterday. This morning was the full moon. Got a nice little time lapse of that to share with you this morning as well. Some pretty cool shot. We've got some fair weather cumulus clouds that were developing with the heat of the day. It was definitely a warm afternoon. Hopefully you had a good day and got outside to enjoy. How about this is a time lapse I captured this morning from my Gatlinburg camera, and you can see the setting moon, the setting full sturgeon moon off over the mountains of East Tennessee. Here comes a few clouds kind of moving. Isn't that cool? Cool shot. And then out there this morning, here's a live look in downtown Clinton at Anderson County. Beautiful. I mean, that just says summer right there, doesn't it? That just says summer to me. It just looks hazy and it just looks warm. But it's not too bad. It actually feels pretty good outside. All right, so let's get to work. Let's talk about the rainfall that we saw over the last 24 hours. Fairly lackluster. We saw a couple of showers down towards Monroe and McMinn County, and that's about the extent of the rain that we saw yesterday. Temperature-wise, I always like to keep you in check. We made it to 87 degrees. I was forecasting 89. I had 88 on Friday for yesterday. Then I bumped it up to 89, and we only topped out at 87. Kind of going on the trends of what the models were doing based on forecast. They were trending a little bit on the cool side, so I bumped those temperatures up. Didn't quite hit that, but we still had a nice solid average day yesterday, and again, didn't pick up much in the way of rainfall. This morning, as you step outside, take a look at these temperatures once again along the Tennessee-Virginia border. Upper East Tennessee, we've got some very nice, comfortable weather this morning. We've got temps in the low to mid-60s, but the air is drier up there with dew points in the upper 50s to low 60s, and so that makes the air just feel that much more comfortable. Same with the mountain counties as well. Higher elevations, lower humidity, making it feel just a little bit more crisp, if you will, for lack of better words this morning. Generally speaking, we're all sitting about where we were yesterday morning as well. Forecast high temperatures back into the upper 80s. Seasonal averages expected once again. Very much of a similar forecast today from what we saw yesterday. And then those heat index values, they'll probably creep up just a little bit more throughout the day today. So we're talking about a heat index value of about 92 degrees or so. Not that big of a deal. Let's see. Matthew said, picked some fresh hops at Clinch yesterday. Stoked for a fresh hop brew. Nice. That sounds amazing. I love the fresh hops. Hop picking and just the smell of hops smells so good, doesn't it, Matthew? All right, here we go. Your evening forecast should be a great night to do some barbecuing in the backyard, some grilling, maybe a nice little walk after dinner, getting ready for the work week. Just go enjoy some fresh air outside. That's the kind of evening it's going to be. It's going to be a nice evening to enjoy. The boys and I took a nice little, another little electric scooter bike ride yesterday, kind of mobbing the neighborhood because it felt so good yesterday evening. They were begging to go for a nice little evening/night cruise around the neighborhood. So that was fun. All right, forecast heat index values on Monday are going to creep up a little bit more because we're adding a little bit more moisture to the atmosphere each and every day, which is going to make it feel a little bit hotter. So here's your 7-day forecast. Generally speaking, we're going to be pretty average. We're talking highs upper 80s, maybe a couple pockets of low 90s. We'll see some afternoon showers and thunderstorms picking up here this week. Not much in the way of rain today. Probably a little bit better coverage tomorrow. I think the best coverage of rainfall is going to be, let's see, I took notes on Thursday. I think Thursday potentially could bring us our best chance or best opportunity for seeing a little bit better coverage of rainfall. But it is going to get a little bit more humid, and so therefore, I mean, we're not talking about extreme humidity, but it is going to, we have a nice little uptick in the low-level moisture of the atmosphere. So with temperatures hovering right around 90, that's still going to give our heat index values, push them into the upper 90s to low 100s. So it is still going to be a hot week this week, but we're also talking about more moisture moving its way on in. So not only do we have the humidity playing a role, but we have more available moisture. I talk about this a lot of times. This is called precipitable water. So the darker shades of reds and oranges is higher precipitable water, higher available moisture to tap into, which would lead to locally heavy rainfall. So while the showers do pick up in coverage, we're not looking at any major storm system to move on through next week. I just think that the storms will produce heavier downpours. And I think that's going to be the general rule of thumb. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday may start to shave that away as we get into the upcoming weekend. So again, not much activity across much of our region today and tomorrow. As we get into our Tuesday, not much activity as well. But Wednesday, Thursday, we'll add a little bit more rain to the mix. And then Thursday into Friday, I should say, into Saturday, we'll add a little bit more as well. So again, I think Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, probably going to be a little bit more of an uptick in rain coverage around East Tennessee. All right, let's talk about the tropics. We're watching the tropics, are we not? We are. And we now have a 70% chance of this becoming our next named storm, which, by the way, would be Erin, E-R-I-N, if that forms here over the next 7 days, which is likely the case. Now, remember, I don't want you to share this. This is just an idea of what this little wave coming off of Africa is going to do. So let me show you. We'll walk you through this is the American model, the GFS. Here's this little wave. Coming out center of your screen. Doesn't look like much, right? We're going to track it. Remember, yesterday it was kind of cruising right over the Lesser and Greater Antilles and then up through the Caribbean and the southeastern coastline. Like I said, this is why you don't share this stuff on social media, and this is why this is the platform to talk about it, because now it looks like maybe it just moves right over Bermuda, well away from the U.S. mainland. And this is just a couple model runs later because this is 24 hours later from what we were talking about yesterday. So that's why you don't share things on social media this far out when we're talking tropics, even though you get a lot of posts out there from the armchair meteorologists is what we call them. Folks that aren't even meteorologists, they just post this for clicks, and that's all they do. So don't share that stuff on social media, but I will start posting this here in the coming days. And when I do, then you can start sharing that. So let's take you back outside. A beautiful view. Anybody heading off to the lakes today? We'll take you to Fox Road Marina now. And it's a nice sunny start to the day. So enjoy that. Happy Sunday, Kathy. How are you this morning? You're visiting in and watching from Tullahoma today. Nice, Becky. That's awesome. Good morning, Tyler. He's joining us from Tellico Plains this morning. Let's see. Good morning. We got Justin joining us. I made sure to set my alarm so I wouldn't miss your morning forecast. There you go, my friend. That's my man right there, Justin. Now, they have small vendor markets on Sunday, so that's going to be cool. What else do we have going on here? What else? Brandon says 86% chance that I will be falling asleep in the next 2 minutes. Not a good time to visit the triangle. Shh. Are you sound asleep? Are you sound asleep yet, Brandon? Oh, boy. I know that said time-lapse. That was a live camera, by the way. That was not obviously a time-lapse. Brandon's going to fall asleep on us. Let's get the music going. We'll do a little bit of dancing, Brandon. Maybe that will cheer you up a little bit. All right, so let's talk about these national holidays. It is August 10th. And, of course, we're celebrating birthdays and events. Any birthdays out there, let us know. But today we are celebrating and recognizing Agent Orange Awareness Day and the effects and causes of what Agent Orange did on human beings, not just back then, but long-term effects on them. So today we're recognizing Agent Orange Awareness Day. It's also National Connecticut Day. I love Connecticut. I love New England. New England is beautiful. I could never live up there probably because the winters are too long, summers are too short. But I used to spend a lot of time up in New England, Connecticut, and have relatives all up through that part of the country. All right, it's National Shapewear Day. All right, there we go. Got to put on those tight dresses, got to put on some shapewear, I suppose. Yes, that's the way it works, ladies and gentlemen. Some men wear shapewear too. I don't know why it's just showing women. Men wear them too. It's National Spirit of 45 Day, recognizing the hard work. Let's see. It says National Spirit of 45 Day honors the can-do attitude of the entire generation affected by the trials and hardships of World War II. Yes, that is the truth. Observed every year on August 14th, communities around the country hold events and memorials. Each one honors those who have inspired us, sacrificed, and preserved our nation for future generations. Hard-working class of human beings back then, isn't it? Oh, how times have changed. It's National S'mores Day, or Schmores. Do you say s'mores or schmores? Anybody on here like s'mores? I'll tell you, the best s'more out there is on a cinnamon graham cracker with caramel chocolate and then your marshmallow. Hands down, one of the best. Also, if you want a quick, easy s'more because you don't have all those, just go get yourself some fudge stripes. Now you've got the cookie, the chocolate, and then you put the marshmallow between two fudge stripes. So now you got yourself a cookie s'more. Right. Oh, man, I tell you. All right, it's National Lazy Day. Ain't no time to be lazy. I've already been working with my brother-in-law on some stuff that we got going on that I'll be talking much more about that. You'll be seeing more on social media on Monday. There's some cool... I'll just tell you, I've got two very cool cameras that are coming to the market here for East Tennessee weather. Very cool cameras. I'll be showing these a lot. They should be amazing. So I'm going to be dropping off some cameras on Monday. So there we go. See? Give you a little bit more. So not too much work to be lazy, but maybe today's a good lazy day, Sunday fun day for you. Or maybe go have yourself a Sunday fun day and then laze around for the rest of the afternoon into the evening and get ready for work and for school, of course. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of marshmallows either, but I will tell you, Katrina, I have not done it yet, but I have had homemade marshmallows, and homemade marshmallows are hands down way better than store-bought. I think anything homemade. Homemade, if you drink almond milk, homemade almond milk is hands down way better than store-bought almond milk. I just think, again, anything homemade just has a much, much better taste. Plus, it's got some human spirit inside that. Miranda loves s'mores. Happy birthday, Kathy. It's Kathy's birthday. Awesome. Let's see. My grandson, Waylon, turned 7 today. Nice. Happy birthday to him. And we're saying happy birthday to Kathy. That's Katrina's mom, 72 years young. Kathy, happy birthday to you from me and everybody here on this platform. All right, those are your national holidays for the day today. We'll take you back outside, and you can see me switching the cameras, but let's go to KMNV because that's always a cool, fun airport to look at. Yesterday, by the way, after we got off the program, there were a ton. I was sitting in here working, getting everything done for the day, and I saw a ton of airplanes taking off and landing. It was a busy general aviation day yesterday. Bonnie's not crazy about marshmallows. Brandon says, great day to rest. Lazy day. Everyone goes to sleep, Curly says. When's Curly going to join us on the platform, Brandon? God bless from Brandon Cross, praying for Julie still feeling better. Julie, are you feeling better this morning? Hopefully you're feeling just a little bit better. All right, let's talk about some photos to share with you. Let's show those Witcher's pictures. Had some great ones. I'm going to start you off first things first with this one from Cindy Francis. How about that one of the moon? Great shot, Cindy. Beautiful. I mean, does that not just say East Tennessee and the lake life that we have here? Absolutely gorgeous photo there. Got a couple other good ones, and here we have a couple other good ones. Here's one from Elaine Ombre from Behind the Lens. It's a great shot of the full sturgeon moon, and I've got to give a big shout out this morning to two people, one a business and one to Heidi Cameron. Heidi Cameron happened to be in a restaurant yesterday, and she snapped this photo and said, "Hey, look at that! East Tennessee weather is on at Subs and Such in Alcoa." Yes, it is. And many of you may remember that I was down at Subs and Such, and Mike, the owner there, where's that going? Mike, the owner there, I talked to him. I said, "Hey, you got a couple extra TVs. You want to put East Tennessee weather up there for me?" And he said, "Absolutely, my friend, absolutely." So if you own a restaurant or a business, a waiting room, if you manage any sort of space where the public is all the time, and you can throw East Tennessee weather up as well, either from YouTube, Roku TV, Amazon, or Amazon Fire. Those are the three places that you could actually pick it up, East Tennessee weather, put it on the platform, put it on your TVs in your waiting rooms and businesses and restaurants, and just give your folks, your patrons, your customers, a little bit more information. Weather affects us every single day. It's important to stay on top of it, even on these mundane days. It's still important to always know the weather. The number one topic of conversation among adults, by the way, it's the one thing that we all have in common, and of course, that's why I started an East Tennessee weather app, which of course you can download. You can scan that QR code if you don't have it yet, unless you're watching on your phone. Then of course, you can screen grab it and throw it in your photos and get it later, or just go to your app store and search East Tennessee weather. Look for the orange TN and the white lightning bolt. Man, I'll tell you what. So I gonna be taking the kids to church here this morning. So my kid's in the youth group at church. So I'm gonna be taking him here. My wife is working today. Get the kids off to church. I don't know. I gotta find out when my pickleball schedule is. But I got another round of pickleball. So we had a tournament yesterday for pickleball. Lost all of our games. So it was 4 up, 4 down. That's all we could do. Didn't do very good yesterday. Wasn't playing very well, but of course it was a competitive league, and I was playing with a friend who'd only played twice, but he actually did really good. Going to be playing again here today at Orange Hat, so if you want to come out and looking for something to do, I'll be at Orange Hat Brewery, I think, starting around noonish. We've got about 3 or 4 rounds of pickleball played today, and then the summer season ends, and then we'll be picking up the fall season here shortly. I got a couple of tournaments, so hopefully you have a good day and have a chance to get out and play a little bit, maybe work on your gardens, go pick some hops if you want. If you're brewing like Matthew Lilly is. Matthew, I want some of that beer, by the way, when you brew with those hops. Otherwise, just let me know what's going on in your area, in your community. Enjoy your Sunday. It's going to be a great day. Wake Up with Witcher is going to be on at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, but we are going to probably be making some changes. We'll talk about that tomorrow morning on the broadcast. I know a lot of you like to join and get the live weather update, but one thing I need to concentrate on is the app itself, the digital platform, so we'll have a conversation about that in the coming days. In the meantime, have a great day. Be safe, be kind to each other. Life is short. See you back here tomorrow morning.